a lot of Nigerians have fallen into poverty. Some 62, 63% of Nigerians are living the poverty line.
Hello there, and a warm welcome to Africa in View, your current affairs program that examines events, development, policies shaping Africa. I am Adenike Uweye Ajiboye. Now, Nigeria's road to the 2027 general election has entered a new phase. On August 19, 2026, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, officially opened the campaign period for the presidential and national assembly elections. The campaign is expected to run until January 15, 2027, ahead of the January 16, 2027 elections for the president, and that senators and members of the House of Representatives, governorship and state assembly elections are scheduled to hold February 6, 2027. Now the political atmosphere is already intense. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is seeking a second term under the APC, while opposition parties are positioning themselves to challenge the ruling All Progressives Congress APC at both the national and the state levels. The campaign period also begins against the backdrop of major concerns over the nation's economy, insecurity, employment, political defections, and the public confidence in the electoral process. There is also the question of a part of money politics. Can Nigeria elections become contest of ideas rather than contest of financial muscle? Can INEC, security agencies, political parties, and other stakeholders guarantee a genuinely free, fair, and credible elections? Many questions begging for answers, and perhaps most importantly, will Nigerian voters be confident enough to participate and trust that their votes will count? Today, we examine the politics and politicking ahead of 2027 general elections. We will also examine the emergence of the Nigeria Democratic Congress, NDC, its journey into the 2027 contest, the challenges of taking on the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and the party's prospects in Lagos State. And later, in the course of the program, I will ask my guest about his own political ambition and why he has chosen to contest it for the Lagos Central Senatorial District. So right about now, let's quickly go on a short break to see what the headlines are saying on Nigerian newspapers. Stay with us. Yes, welcome back from that break. Like we said earlier, the 2027 political season is officially underway, and with us today is a politician who is directly participating in the contest. Joining me is a barrister Ladipo Johnson, Nigeria Democratic Congress NDC candidate for Lagos Central Senatorial District. Barrister Johnson, thank you for joining us on Africa in View.
Thank you for having me. Good day.
All right, beautiful. So, Barrister Johnson, the campaign season has officially begun. The question is, what does the formal opening of campaigns mean for Nigeria democracy, and what should Nigerians expect from political parties between now and election day?
Well, I believe that for our democracy, it is always good to have the cycle go round, and then to know that it is working in accordance with the constitution of the country. So we are meant to have elections every 4 years, and we are now preparing and officially have started the campaign for 2027. This in itself should give confidence in the democratic process. It should give confidence to the people of the country that we are on the right track, that we have remained on the right track. And we pray and hope that all things go properly for the country and for our democracy, and that our democracy is strengthened through the process that we're going through.
Okay, Barrister, the 2027 election is already shaping up as a major contest between the all-ruling APC and several opposition forces. From your assessment, what makes this election different from previous elections? Because at least we've seen different politicians defect from one party, all teaching towards All Progressive Congress. Of course, you are in NDC. So tell us what makes this a difference.
What would make this election different would be the fact that as a country, as a people, we have reached a defining moment in our history. We have, over the past few years, seen the shrinking of the opposition. You've had many people go into the APC. You have many parties struggling through court processes, and the opposition generally believes that the ruling party has tampered with and has put its hands into the opposition parties, into the opposition, to ensure that the opposition is not stable.
Okay, Barrister, you said the election will work in favor of the opposition. Can you make us understand why or how the opposition parties have been weakened? Yes, we know that many politicians, cross-carpeted to the All Progressives Congress, but how do you mean? Make us understand what you mean by the opposition party have been weakened.
Well, over the past few years, you've seen how the governors have moved from the parties they belong to into the APC. We saw how, in a systematic way, the PDP, which was meant to be the main opposition party, got weakened and virtually obliterated from internal rankings. And the PDP zone is a clear way to look at things, in the sense that we saw the role played by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory in ensuring that there was a dichotomy in the PDP and ensuring that the PDP is where it is today. So that has happened. We've seen over time that most of the opposition parties have had matters either in the courts or have had internal rankings and are still struggling to come together as one.
So, as much as your submission is that most of the opposition parties have been weakened, and here comes your own party, the NDC. For many Nigerians and for myself, the NDC is relatively new on Nigeria's political landscape. So, what is the political idea behind your emergence, behind NDC emergence, and what gap does it believe existing parties have failed to fill that NDC is coming to fill for the benefits of Nigerians?
The NDC is fielding tested and trusted candidates. The presidential ticket is His Excellency Peter Obi, who was also the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections. The vice presidential candidate is Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, who was also presidential candidate of the NNPP at the last elections. So these two names are well known, and you have many, many people who are contesting senatorial elections, House of Reps elections, governorship elections, and State House of Assembly elections. So the NDC might be young, but those who are within the NDC, who are contesting the elections, are known to the people. They're known to people in their localities, and they are not. A lot of them are not new.
Okay, obviously, Barrister, your party, I believe, has had to build its structure while navigating Nigeria's highly competitive political environment. Now, what have been the biggest challenges establishing NDC? And again, ultimately, what is the NDC offering Nigerians that you believe distinguishes it from the APC and other political parties? What difference? What makes you stand out? What plans do you have for Nigerians that will spur them into voting for you? Against the ruling All Progressives Congress APC?
Well, the first thing is that some 63% of Nigerians are living the poverty line. A lot of Nigerians have fallen into poverty. The APC has said so much about the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu bringing about reforms, etc. But the bottom line is that the people have felt higher inflation, especially food inflation. The people have seen the devaluation of their currency, the naira. The people have seen higher rates of unemployment, and of course, the most important and the most obvious one, the increase in insecurity, whether it is in banditry or kidnapping, you name it, it is on the increase.
Let's quickly go on this short break, viewers, and we will be right back, of course, with my guests. Stay with us. Yes, welcome back from that break. You're still watching Africa in View, and we are looking at a 2027 election as INEC declares campaign officially open. Yes, we see our Barrister Ladipo Johnson right here speaking to us virtually on Africa in View. Now, Barrister, let's come closer home. You are not only speaking as a member of the NDC, you also have you're personally contesting the Lagos Central Senatorial District. So I want to know, just like viewers are interested in knowing, why do you choose Lagos Central, and why have you decided to contest for the Senate at this particular time?
Well, thank you. It's natural for me to choose Lagos Central. I live in Surulere. I work on the Lagos mainland, that's Ebute Metta, and I was born on the Lagos Island. So out of the five local governments that form my senatorial district, I am involved in at least three of them. And who knows, I might begin to do something else in Apapa or in Etiosa at a later stage.
To know, basically, because some of what you have highlighted, it's also the general problems, But now I'm talking about Lagos Central Senatorial District itself. What do you consider the most pressing need?
These needs are pressing. They are pressing. You might think that they're general, but they are pressing needs. If someone cannot feed properly, if someone cannot do business, cannot work, it's a pressing need. It's a survival thing. It's an existential threat to the survival of that family.
Yes, we have been speaking with Barrister Ladipo Johnson of the Nigeria Democratic Congress NDC and the candidates for Lagos Central Senatorial District. And so much has been said by him on what he intends to do and why he is actually vying for that very seat. Well, the ball is in the court of Nigerians and the people of the district to knowing whether they will put him there or not. But of course, based on their experiences, I think this should determine who they are bringing back, or they will be casting their vote for in order to represent them the Senate. So right about now, yes, just like election campaign has been declared, it means now that it is now for Nigerians to open their eyes and begin to weigh their options. Who are those that will truly represent the people and deliver dividends of democracy? These are the people you should vote for. And I think it should go beyond political parties. It is now election now should be determined by also the individuals, the stuff they are made of, and what they have in stock for the people. Because above all that revolves around elections should be about the welfare of the people and the growth of the nation. And so this is where we will end the interview segment. I believe maybe next week we will be able to bring Barrister Ladipo Johnson and all other candidates for election, so that we also hear from them. IRAB will give them the opportunity for them to speak to Nigerians, so that you get to know your candidates, know what the plans they have for you, and you will be able to decide or determine their fate. So right about now, we'll take a short break, and when we return, it will be time for Africa Spotlight. So join us again. Well, glad to have you back, and you're still watching Africa in View. Before we conclude today's edition, it is time for Africa Spotlight, where we celebrate history, culture, and achievements of countries across our continent. So today, we are looking at Cabo Verde. Yes, Cabo Verde, an island nation off the coast of West Africa. Cabo Verde gained independence from Portugal in the year 1975 and has developed a reputation for political stability, peaceful democratic transitions, and competitive multi-party elections. The democratic experience offers an interesting perspective for Nigeria as the country prepares for another major electoral contest. Some people already saying that Nigeria is gradually treating towards a one-party system. But of course, that is not what obtains, and that is not what is happening. We still have other parties all contested, only that the APC is the ruling party. So beyond politics, Cabo Verde is known for its distinctive Creole culture, music, volcanic landscapes, and beautiful Atlantic islands. Though small in size, the country has carved out a distinctive place in Africa's political and cultural landscape. And that's our Africa Spotlight for this edition. And you can just check out this very country. I'm sure maybe some of you are even hearing about this African country for the first time on Africa in View. Yes, Africa in View, current affairs program. We're here to inform you. We're here to educate you, and also partly to entertain you. Yeah, so the country is Cabo Verde. Let me say many thanks to my guest, Barrister Ladipo Johnson of Nigeria Democratic Congress, a candidate for Lagos Central Senatorial District. Thank you very much. Many thanks for sharing your perspectives, and thank you for joining us also across Nigeria and the Africa continent. Remember always that democracy is strengthened when citizens are well informed, institutions are accountable, and every vote is allowed to count. I am Adenike Uweye Ajiboye saying also many thanks to my production team. Of course, many thanks to Mrs. Tayo. And of course, many thanks to Mr. Sam, whom I call Chef Mo. And this is where we draw the curtain. Goodbye.